Hey there. So, my name's Orion. I just want to tell you about consistency and change. Because those are two things that go hand in hand, right? In order to change a behavior you're doing, you have to consistently do the change. The change doesn't happen automatically, right? So, let's just look at it like an addiction, right? Somebody that's used to using drugs. Whenever they're consistent in their drug use, that's what they're consistent in. So they're consistently addicted, right? But whenever they kind of sober up, start focusing on the sobriety, they're consistently sober, right? And that change doesn't just happen when they first get sober. While that is a change that they're doing, the long-term change comes from the long-term time spent doing something else. You growing that change, that constant manual change that you act and do every day becomes who you are. Another way to also think about it is whenever you actually make a real solid change in your life, it isn't just something that you're on a trend to do, but you actually consistently do without thinking for years, that takes actually developing the way you think, moving away from one way of thinking and going towards another way of thinking. And it takes consistency to do that. Because if you are focused on doing one thing, and anytime something kind of tells you not to do that thing, and you tell it to stop because you still need to do that, you listen to that less and less because you're actually focused on the thing you're focused on, right? Again, with let's focus on addiction, for example. Whenever you're sober for a year, other things besides just the fact that you don't do drugs anymore also changes. It also is you probably are hanging out with different people. You're filling your time with other things. It doesn't even make sense for you to get high because you're actually doing other things. You've changed, right? And so it's just about consistency. There's not a lot, consistency just takes a manual action every single day. You need to manually do something. And maybe it becomes automatic at some point, but to become that, you still need to do the manual action every single day. It's repetitive, it's annoying, it's hard, but that manual action will always lead to success long term. Because it's hard to make that manual action, right? It's frustrating, especially when it doesn't feel natural. Because it's something you have to actively think about. Hey, I'm going to do this because of X. You have to challenge the way you think already and do something different. But that challenge is what actually grows you. You always grow in the face of challenge. It depends on the challenge that you're facing. Make sure you're growing in the right way. Make sure you're taking on challenges that are actually going to grow you as a person long term. That's all I had to say today. Also, I just wanted to show that this little leaf is actually a little thing right here. Feel free to like and subscribe or comment something that you're trying to change right now. Actually, fuck the like, fuck the subscribe. Just tell me something that you're trying to change in your day-to-day life right now. If it's something that you're having success with, or maybe something that we are completely failing to change. Just something that you're trying to change, right? My name's Orion again. You guys have a good day.